to hold it? And where's your little thingy?
We are at, where are we?
We're at Spring Street Park.
And Zachary said September 29th. It's about 3:30. He's been at school all day. But I am Bobbi, and this is
Zachary.
And we decided, we are members of St. Paul Lutheran Church, actually, and we're doing this for our congregation because we decided that we need to do little videos about each one of our members so that everybody can learn what we get excited about. Isn't that right?
Yep.
So I somehow was challenged by Zach's knowledge about bugs and wasps and bees and I don't know what else one day at church, because he and his grandpa were looking at some wasp outside or something. So anyway, we chatted for maybe 15-20 minutes that day, and I was visiting with Christine, his mom, on Sunday night, and I said, let's just do a little bit of an interview at the park. And she goes, well, let me see if Zach will do it. What was your first thought?
Sure.
You didn't have to sleep on that question or anything?
No.
Okay, so I'm curious how you know so many things about bugs.
Mostly the internet.
And so what prompts you to look something up?
I just got a question in my mind and I'm like, hey, that'd be a good question to look up.
And sometimes do you not find the answer?
Sometimes, but most of the time I do.
Okay. And do you know what you just tell us a little bit about your passion.
So I started liking bugs because of, I saw a few years ago in 2020, around this time of year, well, no, it was still the summer, but we opened the door to go out on the deck, and there was a stag beetle on our screen door, and so I took a few pictures of that. And
now, one question. How'd you know it was a stag beetle?
The huge stags on the huge mandibles, or stags, on its front face.
Do you have one of those? That's one of it, right?
Oh, he's got one here to show us.
So, this...
Let me see it.
This isn't the stag beetles we have here. These are like Taiwan stag beetles, or...
Because ours aren't that big.
No. Ours only get to about this big, but they are red, and in fact the abdomen of this is red. It's just the lighting that we can't see.
And what's their purpose?
They I don't know that.
Probably
Okay.
food for other animals.
Yes.
Food for other animals, Christine's thinking.
And you know why they have these huge jaws? So a male will meet another male and they'll pretty much start fighting, and those mandibles are to pick up males and throw them off course.
Kind of like hippopotamuses do or something.
Yeah.
I'll be danged. Is it when they're going after a female? When they attack each other?
Yes, most of the time.
Okay. And so what do they eat?
So they eat leaves and sometimes small little bugs.
I have to show this again because really it looks like black velvet.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, pretty cool. Do they bite people?
Sometimes, but their bites don't really hurt. You want to know what hurts?
Mm-mm.
So take a look at the claws.
Okay.
Those claws are like fishing
Spiky?
hooks.
Oh.
Fishing hooks. And so you'll pick one up and those hooks will just penetrate your skin a bit and it'll hurt. And these are one of the strongest bugs on earth. And so they're so strong that when it hurts and you try and tear them off, those hook-like claws will get stuck and rip out chunks of flesh.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
Doesn't sound good. Just like if somebody were to get you with a fishing line.
Yeah.
So what's that other little bug you're hanging on to?
This is a drone beetle. They can be found around here. They're also called scarabs.
Do you know how to spell that?
Uh,
Maybe SCAROBS? Maybe?
I actually think it's
SK?
Probably SCARABS, maybe? Scarabs?
I think it's SCARRABS.
Okay. And so do we have those in Missouri?
I mean, they're mostly called drone beetles, but yes, we do have them here.
Mm-hmm. And you don't know, do you know their purpose?
They can feast on pests like flies, but they're mostly just food for other animals.
Okay.
Help things decompose, right?
Yes.
Like, they'll eat decomposing leaves. And
Oh,
so they'll
okay. Okay.
things down, I think.
Okay. So do you think these bugs are afraid of like snakes or crows
Yes.
or
Yes, they are.
because you read about it?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell us about the dead bugs you have at home that you're going to try and encapsulate in resin.
So I have a dead wasp that I have soaking in rubbing alcohol to preserve it.
Oh,
And
it won't decompose it.
No, because the body stays moist and not dry, and so
So do you not have formaldehyde?
no.
We don't have that at home.
Okay, okay.
And I also have a wasp nest that I have yet to put in epoxy, and the wasp on it is kind of dry.
And what do you have that stored in? A box?
A bowl.
A bowl. Is that in alcohol also?
No, we couldn't find a container big enough.
Oh, interesting. And so did you catch that wasp when it was alive?
No, I caught it after Mom had found it on the screen door frame, the same one that I saw that stag beetle on, and smashed it multiple times with her foot.
Oh, so is it flat?
No, it's
Okay,
not. It's surprisingly.
Yeah, kind of puff out after you smash it or something. Okay, so I didn't ask you, how old are you?
10.
And you're in fourth grade?
Yes.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Bartz.
Do you challenge her?
Not really.
I don't think I know that woman. Okay. And so do any of your friends like to come over because you're so interesting and know so much about bugs?
Not one member in my classes came over to my house yet.
Okay.
Some of them ask him questions.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Well, and so do you journal any of that?
Not really.
Do you think you might someday?
Maybe.
And so you haven't been journaling anything at home about the bugs you've found or preserved or the dates you killed them or
No.
Is there a bug around that you have run into that you like go, Mom, I can't touch this one?
Brown recluse spiders, wasps, bees, sometimes wolf spiders.
See, I wouldn't know the difference in all those. And so have you been stung by any of those?
No, I just a few weeks ago, or maybe just even a few days ago, I had this sharp pain in my shoulder, and so I looked, and there was this small little sweat wasp on my shoulder that had been stinging me.
Oh, and so when you say small, like the size of a fly or?
Yeah, the size of a fly.
I'll be darned.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you know what a sweat wasp looks like?
Because I've seen them a lot. They're everywhere.
Okay.
Just like normal
And
wasps.
so why was it, I tell you what, we parked up there, you guys, and Zachary said, let's go down there by the water. Why did you want to come down by this bridge?
Because there's bugs in the water, live bugs, and there's wasps on the little dirt down there.
And that's right, he was saying something about a rippling
Yeah.
That was on the other side, but what does a rippling mean? There's bugs landing or swimming?
There's these things called pond skaters, and they're pretty much just like big mosquitoes in the water, except they can't really physically hurt you. I mean, they can mentally hurt you, not knowing that you can't, now teaching you that you can't escape bugs ever.
Okay.
Not even in the water.
Not
Okay.
even in the water.
So let me ask you this. Randy and I were replacing a door on the house the other day, and we were taking a break on the deck, and there was flies everywhere. And one of his buddies that he plays cards with said, "Don't you know, Randy, that if you shave Irish Spring soap in a dish and lay it around the deck, the flies won't come around?" Well, I tried it. It didn't work for me. But do you know anything natural that you can put around, like spray lemon juice or, I don't know, to keep the bugs away?
Well, sometimes there are these things that you can buy called mosquito plants, and they repel mosquitoes. So you'll buy a few of those and set them around your deck, and they should just go away.
And that's mosquitoes, though, but not flies.
Citronella.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think they do.
Well, you know what? I have citronella oil. I need to take a bottle home. Yeah, and drop it around. Yeah. So, let's see. What else do you want to tell us?
I know what the biggest bug is and the smallest bug is and what the most dangerous bug is.
In the world or in
Yes.
Missouri? In the world. Okay, so what's the smallest?
There's these things called fairy wasps or fairy flies, and they are about this big.
Okay.
Little tiny wasps.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you think you've seen one?
no.
Okay. And so, what'd you tell me? Smallest and largest and something else. What's
Most
largest?
dangerous. The largest is a giant walking stick, and this might scare you, but they grow up to 2 feet long.
Well, and did I show you the walking sticks that were attacking me a couple weeks ago in Nixa?
No.
Oh my gosh, I have to show those to you. I went to a women's retreat. There was 25 of us laying on the ground looking at the sky, and there was a sound bath going on. And these bugs were maybe the size of my palm of my hand, but they kept crawling all over us. And so we were supposed to be relaxing, but we really couldn't. So that's interesting. I got to show you that bug. I should have, but I didn't really want to kill one to bring one home to you. You were not on my mind that day, Zach, so I didn't bring you one of those stick bugs. We were out in the middle of nowhere. And so what is the most dangerous one?
The most dangerous ones are Sydney funnel web spiders, death stalker scorpions, and pretty much that's it. If you want to ask me what the biggest beetle is, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the 3 biggest.
Okay, 3 biggest beetles, and where do they live?
Number 3 is the Macrodontia cervicornis. Lives in Southeast Asia and grows up to 6.5 inches long. Number 2, the Titan beetle, also lives in Southeast Asia and grows up to, oh hey, there's a wasp over there, and goes up to 7 inches long. And
where is it? Is it by me?
yes, kind of.
I don't even see it.
It won't scare you.
I think it came over here by the flowers.
Yeah. And the number 1 biggest beetle in the world is the Hercules Beetle. Oh yeah, also the Titan beetle has jaws strong enough to snap flesh. And
because they have those fishing line pinchers?
yeah, no, the jaws.
No.
The jaws.
Oh, okay.
They can snap pencils in half.
Oh.
And the Hercules beetle grows up to 9 inches long. So, yeah.
In Asia, you said?
Yes, Southeast Asia. Pretty much the biggest bugs live in Southeast Asia.
So, you probably don't have a bucket list.
No.
Do you have dreams of going to some other country to study bugs or?
Yes.
And I don't even know what is the professional name for a bug studier.
Entomologist.
ENT?
I
Entomologist. I'll be darned. Well, you're awful smart, Zach.
think.
So, who do you think we should interview next at church?
I don't know. Probably. What?
How about Sean?
Yeah, Sean.
I don't know what his talents are, but we will send him a copy of this. We'll get this on our Facebook page. And yeah, I think that would be good. And he would be in 10th grade maybe. So, but I don't know if anybody's as smart as you are. He might know instruments or something. So do you play any instruments?
Not really.
Do you play any sports?
Not really.
And so is there a science cartoon or science website that you like?
Not really.
Or not science, well, I'm thinking bugs. Entomology, is that the word?
I don't really know.
Have you connected?
The guy who has gotten stung by scorpions. That guy you watch.
Coyote Peterson? Yeah.
Where's he live?
Pretty much.
Travels all around the world.
I think he lives in Utah or Ohio.
So have you chatted with him or written him any letters?
No.
You should do that. You really should. Because you know what? You might end up on the Ellen Show or the Oprah Show or something. TV.
Yeah.
Would you get excited about that? Having to fly to some TV station in Chicago or New York or something?
I don't know.
I think you would do a fabulous job. Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so I don't know how long we've been talking, about 16 minutes. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I really wanted to go down there and catch a pond skater.
Well, so how do we do that? I'll follow you.
There's yellow jackets flying down there, so.
So that's not good.
No.
Okay, so we don't want to do that then. We'll have to do that on a different day, a different temperature or something. Okay, so you haven't told us today anything about bumblebees.
Oh yeah, bumblebees, there's really nothing to fear about them. What you should fear about them is that they're dying, like quickly, lots of them.
And that's why so many people have honey farms or bee farms.
Yes. And there's also this weird looking bee. It's called a blue Carpenter Bee. And it's a black bee with a blue stripe on it.
Do they live here?
No.
Not in Missouri.
But you know what I haven't talked about?
Okay.
You hear them all the time.
Those things in the middle of the night that are in the trees.
Cicadas.
Okay.
So.
And they're a big beetle, aren't they?
They're not beetles. They're more closely related to flies. And so.
Didn't know that one.
Wasps are also closely related to flies and ants. Well, ants, not flies. And so the biggest cicada, the great colorful cicada, grows up to about 3 inches long and has a 10-inch wingspan. So it's a pretty big cicada. And
so the noise they make, is it their wings flapping or their mouth talking?
I think it's their wings. And, or maybe.
Well, because like a hummingbird, it's their wings makes the noise, isn't it?
Well,
And
is their legs rubbing.
yeah, crickets.
Do the same or not? I don't know why cicadas make that noise.
And it's to attract mates. And so the great colorful cicada is completely black with cyan, red, and orange on it. So, and it's the biggest and most beautiful because other cicadas are really, really ugly.
Like brown.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the last bug you researched in the last 24 hours or?
Bug I've researched is the what is it? Centipede. The centipede.
And so what'd you learn?
Giant desert centipede is the biggest of all centipedes and is in Arizona because why not? And
Because it's dry?
Yeah, and they grow up to 10 to 8 inches long.
That's big.
Yeah.
And tell her why you picked a centipede. Why did you pick a
Because we were eating Sonic, and Mia said that there was a millipede downstairs in the basement where she was working out, and so I went down there, and there was a centipede, not a millipede, about this long.
But what does eating at Sonic have to do with it?
It was just where
You
we
didn't
were.
find it in the sack or anything?
No.
Okay,
What he was
okay.
doing when his sister screamed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was leading me to one more question. Do you think that you pretty much research one bug or insect every day, or once a week, or once a month?
Really once a week, because
Okay.
there's a lot of weeks in a person's lifetime.
And I'm surprised you don't journal any of this.
I
You should
am
start.
kind of surprised that I don't like writing very much. It hurts my arms a lot.
What? But
Eh.
you know, okay, so there's a woman, I've not met her personally, but she and her husband will do a little live video once a month. They now have 1 or 2 little babies, but they just talk about the state of everything. So how much is a loaf of bread, or what's the cost of gas, or things that are going on in the news. And they're documenting this so that when they die, they have a journal of videos. And I thought, oh my gosh, how smart is that? But if you were to if you don't like to write, you could record yourself. Like I used to record my dad a little bit, but you could record yourself, just little 1-2 minute. I just looked up centipedes and studied them for about 2 hours, and it was September 4th, 2021. See you later.
See you later.
You know? So we're going to say see you later on this one. So we're going to say bye for now. This is Bobbi and Zachary checking out. And I might give Zachary a little bit of homework to talk to Sean maybe and say, hey, you need to go be interviewed.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yes.
And I'm surprised, you know, I wanted to bring ice cream. And I thought if I brought ice cream, we'd be eating ice cream and not talking.
Well,
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
I drove down and got some snacks out of the machine at work before we left.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had a candy bar and he had some cupcakes.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.